CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang joins us now. Weijia, sources tell CBS News the U.S. has urged Israel to slow down its ground invasion in Gaza. What is the administration saying?
So publicly, Lilia, administration officials who have been asked about this are really stressing that the U.S. is not doing anything to dictate what the Israeli military does, and certainly not getting involved with any sort of strategic planning or telling the military how to proceed. But our reporting shows that they are having a lot of conversations behind the scenes, really asking tough questions to Israel about what are you going to do to protect the lives of civilians, about, questions that insinuate that they should be delaying this ground offensive for a really easy reason to understand, which is to get more hostages out of Gaza and to get more humanitarian aid in, as Haley was just talking about. And I should point out that just a short time ago, during a completely separate event at the White House, a reporter asked President Biden whether humanitarian aid was getting in fast enough, and he said no, not nearly fast enough. And so that is a key priority for this administration, because once the ground offensive begins, you can imagine all the challenges of getting aid in. And there are also questions about whether the Israeli military is prepared, and that's exactly why officials from the Pentagon have gone there to offer some consultation. And so even though they are not outright saying that, yes, we have asked Israel to delay this incursion, certainly behind the scenes, those talks are happening.
So as Haley was just talking about, and we've been covering since last Friday, Hamas released 2 Americans on Friday, 2 Israelis yesterday. What is the administration's strategy for getting other hostages home? We're talking about more than 200 people, 220.
Including several Americans who are still missing and unaccounted for. The problem here, Lilia, is that the U.S. is not going to directly negotiate with Hamas because, of course, it considers Hamas a terrorist organization. So it relies heavily on Qatar and other partners that are in conversations with Hamas. And the other thing is, as President Biden has said many times, they aren't going to disclose exactly what they are doing, exactly what they are saying to try to bring these hostages home, because they say if they did make that public, it would really jeopardize the safety and the progress that they believe they are making, as evidenced by the fact that, hostages are being released. So I think the big questions are what Hamas wants and what these various partners, including the U.S., can provide. But certainly we're not getting much insight into those conversations, again, because of the security risks that they say are involved.
In the meantime, many developments over there in Washington, D.C. on America Decides tonight. You're going to be discussing the state of the 2024 presidential race. How are the GOP candidates framing everything that is happening in the Middle East to voters? Are there different messages? Are they consolidated together?
I think the biggest messages so far are from the 2 candidates who are currently holding elected office, and they're trying to portray how they are different from President Biden. So as an example, you have Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who sent in planes to Israel to bring Floridians home, who is now saying that the aid for Israel should not be bundled with Ukraine, which of course is completely opposite to what the president is now pushing for from Congress, a total of $100 billion, which includes aid for both conflicts. And then you have Senator Tim Scott, who has introduced legislation in the U.S. Senate to freeze again that $6 billion of Iranian assets we have been talking about that the Biden administration unfroze as part of a deal to bring 5 imprisoned Americans home. He says it's clear that Iran is funding and backing Hamas, and so he wants to start there. And he also wants to outright condemn any protests that are pro-Palestinian, and wants to make that distinction. And so I think they're trying to really show how they would be different from President Biden. But of course, once you are in the White House, it's very different from making these real consequential decisions. And certainly, I expect that all the candidates will try to sharpen their position on the Israel conflict when they have a third debate on November 8th. Lilia?
Yeah, an interesting stand there from Ron DeSantis, considering that we just heard Mitch McConnell saying how much he supports that bundling of military aid. Weijia Jiang, thank you. We'll be watching.